squeaked on that one.
Sorry, Nick. Horse.
Just blew out somebody's ears.
So we're going to try something a little bit different today for this helmet video, guys. We're about to release a new mount version and our style, and for each one of these we do a quick video talking about what this particular helmet's good for and not good for, whatever, and the style of the mount. But usually they're one-offs and we shoot them a little different, but today we're gonna tag team it.
Yeah, well, in honesty, we just finished a podcast and it just made sense while the camera gear is set up to actually just dive into the helmet video.
In case you didn't catch that, this is like a really subtle way of us trying to get you to go watch our podcasts, which are awesome.
They are awesome.
Yeah. So do that.
So,
in fact, do that right now.
Yeah, forget the helmet video.
The podcast is far more interesting. However, if you own a 509, you may be interested in what we have to say here.
So I just finished this. It is the 509 Tactical 2.0 helmet. It is more of a snowmobile helmet.
It's the bank robber helmet.
Yeah. This is super cool. Honestly, on like a cold morning, I would be super into that. I don't know. I don't live in a cold enough climate for it to really matter, but
we fantasize about the cold climates.
Yeah. But anyways, so we made a helmet specific chin mount. We've made a bunch of these, but this is the one we've made specifically for this helmet. They are not only helmet specific, but they also sit a specific distance away from the helmet. Like in this case, you can see this one's kind of like leaned back anyways. And so I had to, when I made the camera sit in here, I actually had to like really dig this part of it out to get it to tilt back far enough. Cause like this thing actually like sits kind of inside this, I don't know.
Oh, you get it sloped.
Yeah. So it's like, it's like really dug out there. So the camera can tip back far enough, because otherwise, like the attack position when you're standing up on the bike, the helmet's like this. So the thing really had to like sit inside.
Well, so what tip back angle are you trying to achieve? Like, what's ideal?
My opinion is that you want
the opinion.
Yeah, because I know everything about videography.
We're basically experts.
Yeah, sure, why not? You want it to be parallel with the top of the eye port, I think, because when you're standing up on the bike, right? Like if you were sitting down on the bike and your helmet's like this, and you're put your helmet on here, you're gonna stand up, right, and your camera's gonna be pointed down at the ground. So what I like to do,
and no one will watch the footage, and your Instagram channel will suck.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
Please don't do that. I can't watch that footage anymore.
You will not be happy with the footage.
Your handlebars are not interesting.
Yeah. So you can tip the camera back and get that parallel view of the horizon. That's rarely where I have designed all of these mounts to allow you to get that tip back angle. And also just kind of keep it up and out of the way.
And that lets your viewers see, you want like a little bit of horizon, you want a little bit of the bike maybe, but mostly you want the trail that's coming up. So if you're, it doesn't matter if you're hustling down like desert single track or you're like rock crawling or whatever, like people need to see what's coming. Yeah. You see what's coming as a rider. If your viewers can't see a little bit about what's coming, the fact that you just went over a boulder or went really fast or whatever is like irrelevant, because they can't tell.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and so you staring at the ground with your camera by mistake is terrible footage. Please stop doing it. So fortunately, we solved that problem.
The second most important feature I think about our mounts is that, and this is just a recent thing and I'm super excited about it because it's something we've been working on for a long time, but these mounts are made out of a rubber-like material. You can see I'm like bending the forks here. These are actually made out of what's called TPU, or thermoplastic polyurethane, which is a flexible material, but it's super strong.
Scientific name for unbreakable.
Yeah, like we're gonna go out and film some B-roll after this, but like, you can smash it with a hammer and the stuff doesn't break. Like it is significant. So if you were to like smash your face into the handlebars or like go over the bars or crash in some ways, like this stuff is not gonna break. It might get ripped off of the helmet, God forbid, because that would take quite a bit of force, but like the mounts are really sturdy, and I don't think they'll ever break.
We sell replacement tape. You can slap it right back on.
Right.
Like, that's easy to fix.
We do include a lifetime warranty with these, and tape included. So if you do rip the tape off, just hit us up on Instagram or through our website, and we'll hook you up with some
lots of ways to reach us, and we're super responsive. Also, if you do happen to have a gnarly crash, I hope you don't, and I hope you're okay if you do, but send us the footage. We always get a kick out of posting that if that's something you're up for. We'll of course link back to you, but our followers love it. We love it. It's just a fun thing.
Yeah.
Unless you died, in which case we don't want to hear about it.
Hey, if you're gonna die, you might as well get it on camera.
Definitely want to die on camera.
So last few features, the screw goes in kind of opposite from normal screws for most GoPro accessories, right? We mount it from right to left, I guess, depending on which way you look at it.
Which is important. Like, we've seen a couple of people now put it in
this way?
Traditional,
right,
from the right hand side. You're just going to pull the knurled nut out of the mount, and nothing's ever going to tighten down. And if you can't tighten your mount down, that might be what you did wrong.
So the reason why we did that was with the newer GoPros, the Hero 8, 9, and 10 now all have this mounting door on the side here. Not mounting door, battery door on the side. And this, having the screw go in from this side, allows you to easily access the battery door here. So screw that in.
We need music while you do that.
Retarded.
It's one of those days.
So you can get to the battery door here easily, and then also
and the idea behind that, right, is like, so these batteries last, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. Traditionally, you're out on the trail, and we have some videos about how you can get it like an all-day battery out of it, which is interesting. But if you're just swapping batteries, it's a pain in the ass to take the camera off and like fiddle with it. This way you can just open it, put a new battery in. You don't have to like change the angle or drop the screw in the mud or any of that nonsense.
It also works really well with the medium odd. So if you were to throw this camera on here,
do you need help, John?
Yeah. I need more than help. I need therapy.
So, and GoPro had the foresight to like carve out a space for the screw. And so people look at that and think like, oh, I can't use the screw on the other side. It won't work. Well, it actually works better.
Yeah, well, because there's like all the electronics are on this side and it's thicker, so you can't actually get your fingers on the end of the.
Even with the carve out, it's still hard to reach.
It allows it allows you space to have the GoPro screw fit in here. But it actually doesn't interfere with the GoPro on this side anyways. So it's fine.
And it sticks out enough you can get your fingers on the end of it. So.
So it's actually easier that way. Yeah. Pro tip.
Pro tip. Our mounts make everything easier.
Yeah, it works perfect with the media mod. The last thing, feature-wise, is that we incorporate these little tick marks on the side here, and those are just like tip-back indicators where you can see, have a consistent point of reference for how far you tip your camera back, which can be helpful if you are sitting down a lot and you want like a reference for where you want to put it, or if there's some
adventure riding or vlogging or whatever.
Yeah, it can give you a kind of a consistent. So you don't have to like test out your camera angle every time and figure that out.
So why chin mounting? Why did we start this whole thing?
For point of view. So really,
done.
Yeah,
point of view.
That's it.
Mic drop. But it's the best. It's the best angle for most motorcycle riding.
I think like traditionally everyone would think about mounting a GoPro on their helmet in terms of putting it on top of the helmet, which is where everybody did for years and years, right? And the problem is that that's like 12 to 15 inches taller in that perspective. Like I think everybody knows when you go and you ride and you look at the footage and you're like, wow, that rock was like way bigger or something like that. Like I got over that and it was more impressive than it looked on the GoPro. And I think having the camera as low as possible while still having it attached to your head gives you that first person point of view, while also giving the lowest possible perspective so that you can get the best perspective of the terrain.
So the GoPro has and most action cameras, to get that really wide angle, they use like a fisheye effect, and through software magic they've reduced it somewhat, but even the latest GoPros have that like fisheyeing effect. So anything that happens around the periphery is gonna be like your depth perception is gonna basically be ruined. And so it's like the mantra is always, oh, it looked, or it was bigger than it looks. Well, it really was bigger than it looks because of that fisheyeing effect. And so the closer you can get the camera to the obstacle and the more sort of centered you can get that obstacle in your point of view footage, the more realistic depth perception you'll have.
Yeah. I think the biggest second reason for chin mounting is the protection and the ability to see the camera. I don't know about, this is a whole new concept to me. I don't know what you can see when you have this thing on, but with the camera mounted here, it's more protected, and I think more than anything, like, yeah, you might hit a branch and it might take the GoPro off completely if you had it mounted on the top or the side or something like that. But I think the biggest thing is, like, it might just tip the camera back and you'll just see the sky, and that's kind of annoying.
They get knocked off quite a bit from up here because, like, we all go through branches, and if you fall, if you crash and your head's in the sand or whatever, like, you're gonna lose the camera. Yeah,
it'll scrape it right off. Whereas having it here, like, one, you can see where it's tilted to, and you can see that the camera's still there.
But you also, like, you naturally protect it because the top of your head, you like duck to go under branches, you'll still get hit, but you're not letting stuff hit you in the face.
Yeah, you're not, as much as you can protect it, you're not going to go head first into the dirt.
I mean, you're just not. So your camera's almost never going to get hit because of the things you do to, like, protect your face naturally. It's the best spot. Yeah. And God forbid, don't put it on the side. Like, it looks like you have one eye closed or something when you watch it.
Yeah,
it's so hot.
You have to, like, watch the video like this, trying to. Yeah,
it's horrible. Please don't.
So I wanted to talk about the 90-degree mount real quick. We got questions about that more recently with the rubberized material.
Oh, well, first of all, what is the 90-degree adapter? We call it the influencer for a reason.
So we sell this separately, and it's just a 90-degree adapter that allows you to get the native aspect ratio for a phone, right? So it's opposed to...
So traditionally your GoPros run horizontally like this. The 90-degree adapter is going to turn it up like that.
Yeah.
So now instead of your footage being wide like this, your footage is going to be tall, which is how people see it on a screen when they're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, whatever, right? They're watching that vertical format. GoPros can shoot up to 5K. Most people do 4K if you want high quality footage. So if you have 4K this way, and then you need to turn it into a vertical clip, you're only going to get a small piece of those pixels. You know, I don't know, you're getting like a third of the pixels or something. You rotate the camera up on its side like this, your perspective is now horizontal or vertical, and you get the full 4K footage in a format that you can throw right up on Instagram. It's way higher quality. It's so much higher quality people notice. Like, people are always asking us, like, man, that's so good. Like, what camera did you use? Well, they're just GoPros, but you get all 4K pixels in the shot, which is great.
I'm having a dumb moment trying to get this thing on here, so hang on a second.
I'm not surprised.
Damn. Oof, burned.
Excellent. Here.
Yeah. Camera me.
It doesn't really take two people. I know we probably doing the wrong impression here.
This is really hard, guys. Really hard. Here we go.
So you can only use this 90-degree adapter, like, either up and to the right or down and to the left. We've seen people try to do other things, but you'd have to put the screws in places that are impossible. So take a second and think about it. It can be a little sort of confusing.
We've gotten some questions about the rubberized material and how having the camera to one side can cause it to droop a little bit. It's not as noticeable in this one because this mount is super short because of the way that the helmet is kind of cut in here, and you can get that tip back angle without sticking it out super far from the helmet. But the thing that's important about the rubberized mounts, yes, they are unbreakable, but when they do droop to the side, the newer Hero 8, 9, and 10 have auto horizon leveling and also the image stabilization. So even though the fact that the camera's bouncing around a little bit more, you're not going to see that because of the image stabilization, and you're not going to see the fact that it droops a little bit, assuming that you have the newer GoPros, because of the horizon leveling. So assuming that you have the newer GoPros, like, that's not going to matter at all. We have gone and we've thickened up the kind of extensions here from the helmet to where the mounting forks are to kind of reinforce it and make it a little bit thicker and kind of help with the drooping problem. But that's not something you're going to see in the footage when you actually go and...
We did a test with the Hero 10, and it works almost as well in the Hero 9.
I've done it with the 8 too.
Put it on the front fender, and okay, so it's... I mean, we rode desert whoops with the camera mounted way out on the front of the front fender, and you know how much the front fender, I mean, with some weight on it, it's probably going 10 inches up and down. I mean, it's flopping like a ponytail. And we put the camera facing back up at us, and, like, you can tell the camera's bouncing, but nothing like what we thought. Like it's sort of usable footage, and that's with the camera doing this. This little bit here, you'll never see it.
It was surprising.
All our clips on Instagram are run on these flexible mounts. You don't see the camera bouncing around. The image stabilization, just taking out that, plus the suspension action of the bike, plus the rocks you're riding over, plus your head bobbling around like the little dolls. There's a lot more happening than just this little bit of flex. Like, this is not where your problem is. And you can check our footage to see that, like, verified. Yeah.
Should we talk about what's in the box?
Yeah, what do you get in the box? I mean, other than this, really, you get not a helmet. We don't. We've had a couple people ask us, like, where do I go to buy the helmet? No, I don't know, Rocky Mountain or Amazon.
Yeah, we do not supply helmets yet.
Not yet.
So you're gonna get a mount that doesn't look like this, because this is one of our old mounts, and we've had like several design iterations.
Unless you flex it. No.
Well, okay, so to make that point though, these are one of the old hard mounts, and you can see just how hard these mounting forks are, and they were just a little bit more brittle.
They work fine up until you put your face into the bars or something like that, and then we've had a few people who've been able to snap them.
Problem solved.
Right.
But you're also going to get a screw. You're going to get a couple stickers. Or dope stickers.
Which add horsepower.
Yeah, they do.
Every sticker adds at least 5 horsepower.
Yeah. You're going to get an alcohol cleaning pad.
Please use that.
Yeah.
Your hands are filthy.
And that's to clean your helmet with. And that's it.
Cleaning up after dinner. and if you buy the 90-degree adapter, we sell it separately. Buy it when you buy the mount. If you're at all shooting content for social media, it's like $12 or whatever, but you'll get free shipping on that, and you get an extra screw. So it's everything that you need to make that setup work, just like this. Since we started shooting that way, so Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts are all highlighting and promoting the Reels or like TikTok format for video content. So it's that vertical, like native footage. If you're shooting in that right now, like that really significantly helps with you getting ahead of the algorithm. We've done quite well since we started shooting that vertical footage. It's higher quality, so people are more likely to look at it. But it also fits the direction that Facebook's going with them. So
no, I think everything's
get in on the trend.
It's sadly moving away from like YouTube long form content into like TikTok short form, like
so
whatever. We got to do our dances.
Get set up right. Yeah, I know. We got to do the moto dance.
That's the TikTok dance, right?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. TikTok is no, right? Let's go ask your kids. They'll tell you about this.
Should we talk about mounting?
How to put it on? Yeah.
So
how do you mount these up anyway?
The rubberized mounts are a lot easier because they're not as stiff, which is really nice as well. The thing I like to tell people is, well, of course, back up. Figure out where the mount goes on your helmet first. That can be important.
Before you peel the backing off the tape, so test place it. Yeah,
figure that out, and then take your alcohol clean pad, clean that area on both sides of the helmet, and then peel off your sticky pads on each side and pull back on the wings of the helmet, which of course will be a lot easier with the rubberized mounts, and then stick it on, and then just kind of press it on each side. Should stick fine after that.
You want
they're really secure.
You want it to like be evenly pressed against the helmet, especially with the harder plastic version. If you get one of those,
no, they won't. We don't make those anymore.
We're still selling them.
Are we?
Yeah, we have of our 65 models, we've upgraded. Okay. I don't know. 35.
Eventually, we won't be selling those anymore.
Depending on when you watch this video, we're not printing them anymore, but there's still a few going out. And there's actually because a couple of guys you do like street riding and
that's true. There's
super stable.
Some specific use cases where you might have a need for a hard mount,
or people who are buying replacement tape who already have one. Well, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, make sure that the mount presses.
That was loud,
dude. It's still ringing. Stop.
We just stop talking with our hands so much.
Make sure that the mount, the idea is that it's going to press against the helmet. They'll never come off. A few people who've had issues with it not staying attached are typically because one wing is trying to lift off, and over time it will overcome the tape and fall off. So they need to be pressing in.
And the thing about the rubberized mounts is that they are so easy to peel back that you could probably put them in too far. So the point of making sure you understand where it goes is also these are specifically designed for the helmet. So sitting in their resting position, right, without any kind of bending them back or anything, you should be able to put it up to the helmet and see exactly where it's supposed to go.
You want all the surface of the tape should be touching the helmet.
Yeah, right, because they're designed, to be very specific. So at that point, when you peel it back, you should be able to put it into that placement and then set it in there, and it should fit fine. Otherwise, if you get it too far back, you're not going to get the tip back angle, because
if you get one of the TPU mounts from us and you want to replace the tape at some point, you say you change the helmet or whatever, so these remove easily from the helmet. Not so easily they'll fall off, but they are removable. You'll destroy the tape in the process, so you need another set of tape if you're going to put them back on. We sell pre-cut tape, which is really convenient. For the TPU version of the mounts, though, we're using rubber cement to glue that on. If you get into that, if you buy one of those, first of all, you're going to get an email with instructions from us, so keep that around, but always reach out. We're happy to recommend the particular glue that we use. We're not gluing them to the helmet, just gluing the tape to the mount, and then the tape just sticks to the helmet. But that's an extra layer of making damn sure it never comes off.
Yeah. It's never going to move.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. If you want one of these mounts, you can look in the description.
No, you want one of these mounts. When you're ready to buy one of these mounts.
Buy one of these mounts now.
Links in the description.
The links are going to be in the description below, along with our social channels. Like if you want to see the perspective from the cameras, you can check out our Instagram. That's where we're posting everything. So it's a really good kind of reference for what it'll look like when you have it on there.
Mostly all shot with this setup, and so you can see what to expect.
That's right. And check out our podcast, because that's dope. We just interviewed.
Yeah, that's
Simon
what all
Kedby.
this fancy mics and headsets and stuff's not just to talk to you.
We should
about
make this a
helmets.
regular thing, though. This is fun.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
All right, go buy a mount.
Peace.
You need one.